What is up, everyone? Hope you're all well. It's like 5 in the morning, so I've got to talk a little bit quietly. I forgot to film this last night, and otherwise I'll have the timeline all messed up when I'm editing, and yeah, it'll be a nightmare. So, thought I'd tell you now. MD is coming to pick me up in a minute, and we are going to one of the premier aquascaping stores in the UK. So we're going to Aquarium Gardens. It is like some of the scapes I've seen. I've only obviously seen them in pictures and videos and stuff, but I'm really excited for this, and I'm hoping to pick up some Hardscape. I've just knocked a rock over behind me, but I'm hoping to pick up some Hardscape. I don't know, see what they've got there. It's like a 4.5 hour long journey, so I thought I'd bring my camera along, film all the scapes, show you some really inspiring stuff, and yeah, hopefully pick up some Hardscape for my next project in the process. Anyway, let's get to Aquarium Gardens. Oh, that is awful. There is so much sun. I can't even see. Aquarium Gardens is there. Right, I've hitched a lift with MD and we are at Aquarium Gardens. I can't see anything, that's much better. So we are going to be going and checking out a load of Hardscape and a load of tanks. So let's go in and have a look. MD was moaning that he wasn't in it. You're not mic'd up though. I'm never in your videos. There you go, all right? Are you happy now? He's happy now. You can't even step through the front door without being like hit with an amazing aquascape and loads of like lush plants. Like, I'm not even going to go into what's on my right hand side at the moment, but this tank that we've got inside the door is just insane. Like the mosses, the bucephalandras, they are all looking so good. Obviously you can see that there's like a lot of equipment running on here, but like when you get results like this, why wouldn't you run this much equipment on here? It's looking amazing. So as I've mentioned, there is a lot of equipment on these tanks. Like there is proper ADA lights and hyperspot lights, there's CO2 systems. Most of the filters I think in here are Oazi Biomasters or Eheims. So they are putting a lot of work and a lot of sort of professional equipment on these tanks. But if you want an aquascape like this, then you need to do it. It needs to be high end and top notch. Otherwise you're just not going to get the results. Right, so once you leave the first tank that I've been stuck on for a while now, seriously, you could sit here all day. Look at all these tanks. Like, the plants are perfect. They are so good. Next up on the line of amazing, well, it's not really a line, is it? The alcove, let's call it, of amazing display tanks. This one's a lot more wood heavy, so those big branches are really like quite imposing with that white background. It's quite a different scape to the first one, to be honest. But again, there's no flashy fish in here. There's nothing really like majorly showing off. There's lovely fish in here, but it's all about that scape and that wood and those plants. All the mosses is in this one. That's probably my favourite bit about this one, is all those mosses, and actually that reddish bucephalandra. That looks cool. I think this one's a bit more my style. I quite like seeing a lot of the Hardscape on display, so I think that's really cool. This is probably, well, we're only 2 in. I can't say it's my favourite yet, can I? Yeah, the mosses in this one are my favourite. Like, look at those little clumps of moss everywhere. It looks so good. It looks like a proper, like, broken down old forest with loads of moss and wood, and yeah, really digging this one. Right, up next we have this one. This one is super cool. But, like,
Again, the hardscape, you can only see that little pop of wood at the top and a few tiny bits of wood that you can see amongst the plants, but they have grown over it so well. I love that little Echinodurus at the back that's just popping its leaves out of the water. Again, there's nothing fancy on the fish, a few rummy noses, some green neons, keeping it all really simple. And obviously there's a cleanup crew of some Amane shrimps in it. But yeah, keep it really simple and keep it standard fish. And it works really, really well. You know, I do think we get hung up sometimes in the rarity of fish and not the scape that's going on around them. So next up, again, not really massively showy fish, black neons, fairly standard in the world of fish keeping, but these like 2 grass plants used together just looks cool. Those big imposing rocks just make this scape. Next up, we've got this absolute monster tank. And again, like, there is obviously some imposing hardscape underneath these plants, but the Java ferns are just looking so lush and so green. Like, I wish I could keep Java ferns like that. I'm sure if I put CO2 and ADA lights and everything like that above the tank, I'd probably get the growth as well. And again, nothing too exciting on the fish front. Harlequin rasboras looking absolutely stunning in here. So this is a bit more my style. I like the big bits of lava stone that you can see poking through all these mosses and these sort of really fine leaf plants. That's cool. It's quite like a valley composition with this path coming down the middle and tons of cherry shrimp. Look at all those cherry shrimp. They've obviously breeding really well in this tank. They're doing so well. I like the big outcrops of rock with these little sort of spots of mosses on them. It just reminds me of like a cliff with little trees growing on it. And then these rasboras swimming in amongst it. Yeah, digging this one. Well, this next one's quite an island sort of composition, so I suppose you've got this main feature in the middle bursting out. Dave did say that he has taken all the plants out of the back because it was growing a little bit wild, so he's going to be replanting some stuff in the back of this. But still, even without the background stuff, I quite like it. Like maybe just letting that carpet grow right the way to the back and filling in all those areas would actually look really, really cool. That carpet is so thick, it looks so good. But you've got like Hygrophilia pinnata feeder in there, which is giving those little like orangey red pots. So another chunky tank right on the end here with more Java ferns. And this one's got a lily in it as well, which that's nice. I really like that lily. I love when the lilies reach the surface and like throw a few leaves up onto the top. I think that adds a real nice like lake rivery sort of feel to a tank. The red phantoms and Colombian tetras in here look amazing. Those Colombias are huge. I think Dave's had them for quite some time by the looks of it. They look so good. But yeah, again, Corydoras, Colombian tetras, red phantoms, and just this absolute wild world of plants. It looks so jungly, it's cool. Again, I could sit in front of this one for so long, but let's get on to the next one. So the last scape is actually the smallest scape, but just a mixture of different grass-style plants with these little endless guppies swimming around. That's a really nice tank, and really simple on the maintenance. There's really not much maintenance going on there. It'd be really easy to look after that. I love that the benches are set up in here so you can just sit and contemplate what you're going to do with your own tank and how you're even going to try and make it anything like the tanks in here. Obviously, to make these tanks and to create these amazing aquascapes, you've got to have the kit to back it up. So Dave has got a absolute mountain of different stuff, from plants and filters and equipment and different glass tubes for filtration. There is pretty much anything and everything you need here to complete an awesome scape. So this is the starting of what I came for, which was sands, rocks, gravels, hardscape, wood, things like that. This is the reason I'm here and the reason I want to pick up some cool stuff. And this room is insane. Seriously, check out the amount of rock and wood. And this isn't all of it, this is just some of it. These massive crates in the middle are full to the brim with cool rocks and woods and things like that. This is like a playground. And then over on this wall, we've got Manzanita, which is what I think I'm going to be getting, because I haven't been able to get hold of Manzanita for a while, and I really want to do a scape with it. And we couldn't obviously ignore all the plants. There are so many plants here, and you can see what they're set up for. Yeah, if you need a species of plant, it's probably here. There's just booses and booses and booses. It's just nuts, honestly. I don't need plants, I need hardscape. Just like that, we're back. So we're back in the fish room. I was going to show you what I got last night, but in all honesty, we got back late. We had been out for 5 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, maybe something like that. It was a long day, so I really didn't have the energy to show you. It wouldn't have come across very well. But a massive shout out to Dave at Aquarium Gardens. Honestly, you're a legend. Thank you so much for taking the time to show us around and just be really accommodating and showing us what you do. It's amazing. If you are ever in the area or you want somewhere cool to visit, Aquarium Gardens has definitely got to be high up your list, because if you need hardscape and plants and stuff like that, you can't go anywhere better. Anyway, let's show you through what I got. So what did I get from Aquarium Gardens? Well, firstly, I couldn't pass up the opportunity. Manzanita wood. I have not had this stuff in ages, so I got quite a bit. A few cool shaped bits as well. And I'm thinking a real cool flooded forest sort of scape in the back of here, I think. I'm not sure yet. But loads of Manzanita, which they had some really nice pieces. So Manzanita. And the other thing I got, to add to my collection, this stuff's quite sharp, is the maple leaf rock. Now Dave had some really cool bits with some, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got these white veins in it. And it's crystally. There you go. Very cool. So I picked up another, 5 or 6 bits. Just some cool shapes, some cool structures. And I'm thinking both of those are going to go into this tank. I've already got some maple leaf rock kicking around the house. I think you'd have seen it in the scape last time. And I had some pieces in there, but it was only 4, 5, maybe 6 pieces. So now I've got a lot more to play with. And I'm thinking like riverbank, flooded forest. But anyway, that'll be for a later date. The other thing that I got, a Weo Vista. Weo Vista, yeah. I think it's a super shallow. It's really light. Hang on. Do this without killing myself or breaking something. But yeah, that's how deep it is. Look, you can see my hand is literally, well, just a bit more than my hand. I have no idea. I've wanted one for ages. I have no clue. So yeah, Dave's going to be sponsoring a couple of videos on the channel with some scaping and some tank and stuff. So yeah, watch out for those in the future. They will be coming. But yeah, massive shout out and thank you so much to Aquarium Gardens. Let's get something cool in this at some point over the next few weeks. I just noticed something cool on the back, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this into it. That, oh. So it says they'll plant a tree. Thank you for your purchase. We will plant a new native tree in slender loris habitat. Oops, just knocked some underneath the wood over. That's amazing. Awesome work, Weo. Like, that's cool. But yeah, nothing else to say, I suppose. I've got a few other little bits and pieces that I'm going to be working with. Yeah, some cool bits, but those were the main bits that I picked up. Really excited to be getting these projects going. That one's going to be first. I've got to have a think about that Vista tank, that super shallow tank. I've got to have a think about what I want to do. I want to do something really cool in that. So watch out for those videos in the future. Massive shout out to Dave from Aquarium Gardens. You're the man. Thank you so much for having us and letting me film all day. And yeah, it was great. Yeah, see you in the next one.